everybody, and welcome back to a brand new Crispy 102 video. And in today's video we are going to be upgrading my car, the Enzo, the Volkswagen Polo, for the first time ever. So it's going to be really exciting. We've got some exciting things to fit, going to make it look a little bit better and also make it better and more optimised for use. So without further ado, let's get straight into it and not waste any more time. Okay, so the first thing we're installing is something that the VW Polo needed more than anything else in the entire world, and it is these, some Volkswagen branded floor mats. Now these are the winter floor mats because in the car at the moment there's the summer ones, and the summer ones are getting absolutely destroyed by the winter elements, people getting in with muddy boots, wet shoes, the lot, you know, leaves and everything else getting in, and they're getting absolutely torn up, and I want to keep them for best and in the summer when everything's dry so that we can keep that extra like carpet feel, so it protects the actual carpet, but we still got those carpet floor mats that came with the car. So without further ado, let's go and get these VW Polo branded floor mats installed in the car. Okay, so the first step was to remove all the old carpet summer floor mats, and my dad went off to clean those, and then essentially all we did after that was we went and got the hoover, as you can see, while my dad was cleaning everything else, and I just hoovered out the interior of the car, all of the carpet, and just cleaned them up so they were factory and fresh as could possibly be. And then once I had done that, I just followed through obviously with the back and installed the new winter rubber floor mats. They're all weather ones, and we went into the passenger seat and the driver's seat, hoovered it out, replaced the floor mats, and that was a job done. Okay, so we have some parts for the Volkswagen Polo for Enzo. Finally, we're making some modifications, some upgrades. So these are some gas bonnet struts for Enzo, because Enzo needs them. It's a bit of a problem, obviously, with the old ancient support brace technique where you obviously have to put it up yourself, and I'm worried about slamming it down sometimes and trapping my fingers or trapping something in it. So by adding those that my dad's van has and all the other cars around in my household have, it will just basically modernise it a little bit and give it a little bit of a easier usability. So without further ado, let's go ahead and install these. These cost me about 50 quid from Diversion Automotive, and yeah, without further ado, let's review them and see how good they fit. Pretty easy to fit, and yeah, all we need is a couple tools and we can have these installed in about 10-15 minutes. Down here we have to replace this bolt with the installation bolt, and we have to unscrew this top part of the bracket and install our adaptive bracket for the bonnet struts. We have to do it on both sides, and then essentially that will be that. It's a pretty simple modification in hindsight, but it will make a big difference. So without further ado, let's get the toolkit out and get into it. Okay, so step number one was to remove the bolts on the headlight to access an empty bolt, which we will then replace with another bolt. So this was a bit of a tough job. I was using actually my bike multi-tool to remove this because it was the only one with the right little like star nut removal key on it. So we got these bolts undone, and then obviously inside of the package for the new struts we have these bolts, and essentially all they are is a silver bolt with a new washer, and as you can see it has like a little knob on the top, and then all we had to do was just tighten that up with a spanner to get it very nice and tight, copy that on the other side, and then that would be the thing the strut connects to down at the bottom. So that was pretty easy. Then I installed, from the help of my dad, to remove the bonnet bolts because I snapped a socket a little bit earlier on, which wasn't good, so I got my dad to come out and help me remove the bolts on the bonnet. And then we installed the aftermarket bracket, which will connect, will keep the bonnet and the strut connected. And then all I had to do was bolt in the strut, and then it was pretty smooth sailing. It then just involves in tightening it up nice and tight, so it's not going to go anywhere, and it's going to be nice and safe because you don't want the bonnet flying off, obviously. And then all we have to do is just pop the strut onto the headlight, and that is a job done. I have done both sides now. Okay, so the next step was just to try and test the bonnet, and it goes straight down and it's nice and secure. We had a few attempts of this where it wasn't slightly secure, so we just checked the alignment, and then my dad just sort of taught me exactly how to do it with hand placement and everything. And then after that, it was down, and that was job done. These struts are installed. Mission success. Okay, so it's a new day because we had to take a break because it was getting dark. and it is raining, which is a bit annoying. But what we're doing today is I'm going to give you a quick recap first of what we did the other day with the Bonnet struts, just to show you how good they are and that they actually work and they aren't awful. So I'll show you. So we're going to move back around here. Going to say hello to the very executive VW latch system, and then boom, up they come, nice and well, nice and controlled, or kind of controlled. And basically all it is it's a bit technical. Well, 2 bolts, it's not really technical, but you've got this. So this just comes over a bolt we had to replace that goes into the headlight. It's just at the back of the lamp. It's got like a little knob on the top. You would have seen. Clips in there. This just runs up. You've got the strut, and then obviously you've got the bracket up here, and it obviously just copies the same on the other side, and it just makes life easier, because normally what I find is when I'm using the old piece, which is this, is that when I was taking the latch off, obviously they hold the stand off, then what would happen is it would become quite heavy, and I was worried I was going to crush my fingers eventually. So I thought, let's get rid of it, let's optimize the car and make it a bit more modern and put some bonnet struts in, and now it's nice and easy to shut, and I will give you a very speedy demonstration. Ready? Let's see if we can just do it. I don't think we can do it one-handed. We can. We've done it one-handed. Mission accomplished. Well, that's that. Anyway, so now we're going to be doing the next few things on the car. Okay, so next up on the list of things to install is these seatbelt padded covers. They're like very padded, and they just go over the seatbelt to make it a nicer feel. They also make the car look a bit more stylish. And say hello over here to the Chris channel, which is the behind the scenes, more personal look. And if you want to go subscribe to that, please do. It would mean the world to me. It's going to make it, giving you a more personal look into my life, how my life goes. But yeah, without further ado, yeah, let's get these installed, and then we can move on to the finishing touches. Let's do this. Okay, so we've got one of these for the passenger seat and one of these for the driver's seat. And they're very easy to install. You probably installed them yourself, but I'll give you a quick example. So all we have to do is, when we're actually in the car, is grab the seat belt. Make sure it's the right way around, because we don't want it, obviously when you're pulling your seat belt across, best way to do it actually is to bring your seat belt in and across, and actually lock your seat belt in like I've just done now, as you probably can see there. And then what you want to do is, so if it was shaped, so it's going to come out this way, what we're going to want to do is this. Just grab it and then undo it, wrap the piece round. I don't think you can see, but wrap the piece round, lock it in place, and then as you can see there, it's locked in very nicely. Going to copy the same on the other side, and then yeah, we'll move on to the finishing touches. That, my friends, is mission accomplished for the seat belts. Now we have one final cool thing to add to this car, and it is something that's a little bit more sort of personal to Volkswagen themselves, and I'll go and get it and I'll be back. Okay, so next up is these, and these are Volkswagen branded dust caps. So without further ado, let me just pop one out and I'll give you a quick show. So these are actually an upgrade on the regular ones. One, they're VW branded, as you can see there, Volkswagen, but they're also aluminium, so that obviously makes them higher quality than the plastic ones you get. And they're only about £2, weren't too expensive, but I thought they might be quite nice to make that final extra touch to the car. I've got some for my dad's van as well for Christmas, so he can have matching ones with me, so that's quite cool. Anyway, without further ado, let's get these installed. Old one off, on goes the new one. And then, nice and simple, just pop that over, screw that on, keep screwing, keep screwing, keep screwing, nice and tight, boom. That's a Volkswagen branded dust cap. There we go, Volkswagen on the Volkswagen wheel. That looks very nice. I'm going to go around, copy the rest of them, and I'll get back to you. It's so cold, my hands are struggling to actually unscrew the dust caps. But once they're on, right. There we go, that's another one installed, looking very dandy. I'm going to pop around the back and I'll come back. Alright, so now I'm going to be a responsible adult. I'm going to remove the gunk from these. As you can see, get rid of all that gunk. And then we're going to pop the old dust caps back in the bag that the new ones came in, so we can keep them. So if we do come to sell the car, we can, you know, pop the old ones back on because nobody's getting my Volkswagen brand new dust caps. Anyway, that's about it really. Thank you so much for watching. I do have other things to do, like some badges, but I'm going to wait till the warmer weather when the metal's better for putting stuff on, and we'll make some adjustments to get rid of stone chips and stuff on the car. But yeah, without further ado, thank you so much for watching today's video. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe. You know the rest. Everyone on social millions and millions of times, I am sure. And yeah, I'll see you all next week, or actually probably midweek, if I make another Forza style video about the Forza Horizon 5 coming to PS5 and what's going to happen to the other games on PlayStation. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video.
Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up.